we tried this.
We're live.
All
I
right.
see it.
Hello, this is the Big Comedy Podcast. I'm Jim McHugh. This is Carolyn Plummer. She's laughing because I already introduced her without the thing on. So
That's all right. We're live now, Jim. We're
Yeah.
doing it.
This is our usual. I set up in the backyard. I hope you notice my. Those are not
I
piped
can
in
hear the
birds.
birds.
What's that?
I can hear the birds.
Yeah. This is great with the birds, but if the airplanes come over, it's going to be a different kind of wonderful. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I have my window open and they mulched, so it smells like poo-poo mulch.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'll get a nice breeze. I'm like, oh, that does not smell good.
So, I was going to ask you what we did since I last saw you, and I know you do a lot, but one of the things you did is you worked up in at McHugh's Comedy Club in Portsmouth.
I sure did. That was a really fun time.
Yeah, that's always a fun room.
Yep. And the guy at the end of the show said I should sell T-shirts.
Yes.
So I'm looking into that.
We should talk. We have a special guest on today in about 5 minutes. Rodney Norman, who's hilarious, and he's got some T-shirt ideas. I think he's got "You Are Nothing Special" T-shirts. So we got to get something like that going.
Yeah, that works.
He's got it figured out. So I mean, the other thing is you're working almost every night. I got to talk to you pretty soon because you work all. Do you work open mics or just the paid stuff?
I actually haven't had time for open mics, which sounds really pretentious when I say it out loud, but I'm out 3 or 4 nights a week doing shows, whether they're, fundraisers or whatever. So I haven't had time to go to open mics, and I really need to work on some of my new stuff. I've been throwing it in the middle of my sets.
Right. That's what I've
But
been
I
doing.
don't necessarily like to do that when I'm getting paid.
I think I got to stick my beak back out there and start making the rounds again because there's a lot of people I want to see and there's a lot of clubs I haven't been in and I feel like I'm detached from it all.
I feel like that too. Like this Thursday, I'm working with a kid I've never worked with before, so I'll get to see him. I've met him, but I've never seen him do comedy. So
Right. Yeah, it's, I was thinking, one of my pet peeves is when I meet comedians, the only thing they know me as is the festival guy. But I was thinking recently, like, why wouldn't they? They've never seen me do comedy. Why would they think of me anything else than that? Because once a year I come down and I'm in the festival, not and mostly behind the scenes, So it's time. It's time to get out there again and stake my comedy flag.
yeah.
Wait, I'm working on a lot of new stuff. I'm really stoked to get it done.
Yeah, I want to go to the open mic nights. I just run out of time.
All right. Well, we're going to talk and we're going to find out. Maybe we'll come up with our top 10. We're going to ask our viewers and put the word out in the streets. What are the top 10 places to get stage time in New England and in Boston? And actually, Rodney's one of the most well-traveled comedians I know. I mean, I bet he gets the most miles on his car of anyone.
Probably. He's always somewhere.
He's amazing. I mean, he's all over the place. So he should be like it should be like NORAD. You know the way they track Santa Claus. Like you should be able to go to site and track Rodney Norman.
Rodney Cam.
Because I talked to him. He's like in Utah, then he's in Florida, then he's in Connecticut, then he's in New York City. It's like it's insane.
I met him in Connecticut.
Yeah. That's one of his home bases, but he has many, I think. I think he has many bunkers that he dwells in. All right, so I see Rodney. I'm going to bring him on, introduce him. Have you guys met before? Yeah, okay.
We did a show in Connecticut together.
All right, let's bring him up. Add to stream. We can do that. Rodney!
Hello!
How are you, buddy?
Doing great. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Good, how are you?
Welcome to the Big Comedy Podcast. I'm really appreciative that you're here. We were just discussing how many miles a year do you put on the Rodney Norman mobile?
Well, I just took my car in for an oil change. We
Yeah.
just bought a car a month ago, and they were marveled that we'd put 13,000 miles on the car
In a month.
In a month. They'd never seen that before. They were somewhat taken back. So, yeah, I've crisscrossed the country, I think, 4 times already this year.
Wow.
So
great.
And the gas prices aren't putting a damper on your travels?
oh no, I'm making absolutely no money. I lose. Every trip I make, it costs me more to get where I'm going than what I make. So yeah, it's a horrible plan. It's a really horrible system I got going here. I'm getting nowhere. It's 2 steps forward, 4 steps back, and then I fall into a hole. It's horrible. I don't staying in one place. At least you're breaking even. That's what I'm saying.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, you're not. If you stay in one place, there's no breaking even anymore.
Yeah.
You just get better. You just get more diverse scenery than we do. You know.
That's about it. That's about
Yeah.
it. But I'm having a blast though. We're having a lot of fun doing this.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you're doing, you're getting a lot of attention. You're getting a lot of people on TikTok, and explain that because I'm on TikTok and I have 4 followers, and you're one. You're one of the 4.
You know, I got on TikTok by accident. I had a friend who I've known since high school. I've been friends with him and his whole family for years. And so I've seen his children grow up over the years. Well, one of his daughters is into the whole cosplay stuff. And that's a big part of TikTok, right?
Right.
And so he was posting videos of her. She had something going on with Disney or whatever. And so I clicked from Facebook to go watch these videos, be supportive. And it took me to TikTok, and TikTok said, "Hey, do you want to sign in through Facebook?" And I'm like, it won't let me see the videos unless I do. And next thing I know, I have a TikTok account. I didn't know what to do with it. I'm watching, when I first got on there, it's all just, teenagers dancing, which look,
This sounds really criminal, by the way, right now.
well, look, it sounds, that sounds weird. I understand.
This sounds really criminal, by the way, right now.
Well, it sounds. But my daughter was into dance, and I grew to, after you've sat through a dance recital after dance recital, the gloss is off the apple. You know what I'm saying? It's just not that anyway. So I'm just like, I don't need this. But I saw it for what the potential of it is. You're just making 1 minute long videos,
right?
Now you can do longer ones, but originally it was just 1 minute. And I thought, man, so I basically just started making fun of it. My whole thing was just to make fun of TikTok, and so that's what I started doing. And people started noticing who's this weird old dude, and now I've got about 600,000 followers on there. So
that is amazing.
Yeah.
Howie Mandel noticed you
3 times.
Yeah,
3 times he's duetted my videos. So yeah, that's been. So it's surreal, just that you have this immediate connection with so many people. Even more so, I think, than what with Facebook or anything else. I mean, it's just a very immediate connection, and it's a lot of fun. And your videos will get seen by people who don't follow you. Unlike other platforms like Instagram or Facebook, they got to kind of know you or know a friend to be able to ever find out who you are.
yeah.
Your videos will just show up randomly now on TikTok. So it's nice. You can get complete strangers who have no idea who in the world you are start stalking you.
What is a typical Rodney Norman fan like?
Well, first, most of
Is
them
it more like medium in the parking lot, or do they get inside?
Oh, they're amazing. They come up to me everywhere. I was at a Bob Evans in just outside of Pittsburgh a few days ago, and I'm go walking in. This guy just starts just staring at me, and he's smiling. I mean, he's just smiling at me. And I mean, it's always weird when people stare at me because it's like, okay, do they know me or are they staring at me because, well, just look at people stare at me anyway, whether they know me or not. People just stare at me because they're like, what? is that Santa Claus on crack? What is going on?
Right.
And
Like my dad would have said, "What's the deal with this guy?"
I get a lot of that. And he just started gushing. He's just like, "Oh, I can't believe you're here." He's like freaking out. So we get a picture, and then we go and sit down. And about 10 minutes later, one of the ladies that works there, one of the wait staff, came over, and she was like almost shaking. She was so excited. It was bizarre, but it was fun. I mean, most people are just awesome, but I do have I have a couple people who think that I'm God, that I've come here on earth and I'm trying to change the world, and they think I'm actually God on earth, and they send me I have two people who pray to me.
Wow.
Through a Facebook Messenger. It's rather odd.
And what kind of requests do they make of you?
Are
you a healing or a smiting?
Well, one of them thinks that she's a vampire and wants me to change her from being a vampire because she's tired of being a vampire because she's lived on this earth for so long, and it's time.
Can I just say, tell her to try some zinc.
Oh, that's a good one.
Vitamin D, if they can't get sunlight. Vitamin D is very important in your transition back from vampire.
And you're a
lonely person.
I guess that's where Transylvania comes. That's why they call
the original.
The original. So yeah, it's just absolutely bizarre, but it's fun. I love every one of them.
I wanted to ask you about your T-shirt ideas because Carolyn has been approached a couple times about something she says in her act and about making it into a T-shirt. And I loved yours. You're nothing special.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Did I get that right?
Yes. You're nothing special, which is a complete misunderstanding of one of my videos. But okay, look, let's go with it. I didn't even. Half the time I make these videos, I don't even remember what I said. Then all of a sudden, people start quoting me. I'm going, when did I say that? Then I go back and watch the video. I'm like, oh, I guess I did. I did just tell people that they're nothing special. Wow. No, the idea of your shirt is it used to be the idea was you wanted to create a shirt that was funny by itself, that they didn't need to know who you were to buy the shirt.
Right.
But I find the more personal it is, the more personal the connection it is with you and that person, the more they like the shirt. And so the fact that it is specifically about you, people love that. That's what they want. So if it's something in your act that basically only people who've seen your act get it, it's even better for them.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's the punchline to one of my jokes, but it can stand on its own. Which is cool, which is really cool. But never underestimate the power of getting people to search it out and find out what the answer is. People like puzzles. They like, so if you have it, so if it's even the best is if it's kind of ambiguous, right? If there's more to it than just that itself is funny, but if there's more to it that's even funnier that they can go and find out about, that helps even more. And so as the person wearing the shirt, somebody comes and says, "Oh, that's so funny. Where did you get that?" And then they tell them and say, "Oh, there's even more than you got to hear about this." So then it makes the shirt even funnier if they know the whole. You know what I mean? Yep, yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
So it's good advice. Yeah.
Rodney, would you ever consider doing like Rodney Norman's America? I mean, you're driving back and forth. How many times in 1 month?
I said I've done it. I've been back and forth between here and the West Coast like 4 times already this year.
So I mean, take your camera, take some pictures, and you have stopped at some great diners and seen some great vistas and.
Yeah, we were just at Devil's Tower and Mount Rushmore and this place called Wall Drug. Have you ever heard of Wall Drug?
I've heard of Wall Drug.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's out west, right?
Yeah, it's in South Dakota. And
it's huge out there.
Oh, it's just the most bizarre, crazy, weird place you'll ever go to.
Never been, but I know about it.
Yeah, it's like it's like what every TGI Fridays wants to be,
Yeah.
but there's acres of it. It's just weird nonsense. I mean, there's this one. It's like this. There's a coal mine, and then all of a sudden you're like in this old timey town, and then there's a dinosaur. So it's just
Sounds like Route 1 Saugus to me.
I was just gonna say that's like Route 1 is Saugus.
Sounds like a lack of zoning.
Yes. It's like, hey, there's Hilltop.
With real cows.
Yes.
Do you find yourself booking some comedy clubs that like you just know there's like good food near it, or something that you want to see, or does that go into it, or you just fill the book?
Well, it's weird because I've gotten a couple comedy clubs, but most of my gigs have been people, fans who've set stuff up. So like I'm doing American Legions and VFWs, and I did an old gutted out Kentucky Fried Chicken. Got turned into a hippie head shop. Outdoor stuff, people's cafes, restaurants, laundromats, bowling alleys. I've been in a lot of bowling alleys this year. That's been fun. And I'm
going to work in a bowling alley in July in upstate New York. So
yeah,
a barbecue joint with a bowling alley.
Yeah,
sweet. Well, and I'm finding with these shows, I actually have a better connection with the audience because we have more time because we're not worried about a second show and whatever. So I get to spend more time with everybody. And I actually do better financially because of I'm not, if I'm splitting the money, it's just with them, with the club. And a lot of them just do it because they want to see me. So they don't take a cut at all, or they'll just, cover the cost of a rental fee for the hall or whatever we're doing. And a lot of the people coming out to these shows have never been to a comedy show before.
Right.
Because and part of what they have attracted to me is the fact that I'm not, vulgar or whatever, like Carolyn. So it's fun. Like I said, it's sort of it's kind of a grassroots comedy. It's like I'm a Grateful Dead of comedy. Is what it feels like.
This is a really good opportunity to plug that you're working with me this week.
Yes.
The Elbow Room, West Hartford, Connecticut, which is not a bowling alley.
It is not a bowling alley.
No.
It's actually a pretty fun venue. I've enjoyed every time I've been there.
It's
a cozy little room.
Yeah, I love the location. I love the downstairs little club atmosphere. It does get a little loud. You got to get that show started right on time because
Oh yeah, once the upstairs gets going, it gets noisy.
It gets a little bit of noise. And it's funny, I was thinking today, like we're starting the show at 7:30, and there was a time when my friends wouldn't even be going out, but now we're all getting older, and they're like, "Oh, great, 7:30."
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna have this
Exactly.
at 9.
Yeah. It's become a selling point. And the other place Rodney's going to be, Carolyn, and you're going to be there also this month is City Winery in Boston.
Yep, that's a good venue.
Yeah. Now I'm doing that one Saturday, right?
Yes.
That's okay.
Don't trust me. Look at whatever I emailed you. Don't trust me. Right now. You can't do that to me.
Well, I've learned when dealing with Jim is that he's booked me for something. What it's going to be, I don't know. We'll find out. It'll be as big a surprise to him as it is to me.
Yep.
That sounds right.
Yep, that's right. It comes back on me too because I don't know if you know Greg Bogus, but he called me to confirm Saturday night, and I thought he booked me on Saturday night. And I went, "Oh, this is going to get ugly because I got to be in West Hartford." And he's like, "What do you mean? I'm confirming with you." I went, "Oh, good."
That's better. That works better.
But I had to look at I can't do anything without my spreadsheet open. I'm like, oh, good. Yeah. Yeah.
What did I promise you?
My heart was like, boom, 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 boom.
I hate that feeling when you confirm and they're like,
the
what?
worst.
Oh, I had a gig one time that I had it set in my mind. It was like a week away, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at my schedule and I'm going, oh, okay, so this is next week. Next week it's 7. It's a Thursday night gig. You know, I'm saying, oh, okay. Okay. And this is about 5:30, 6 o'clock. I'm seeing this. So I made a mental note. Oh, okay, just remember about this time I need to probably head to that gig next week. Yeah, about 30 minutes later, I get a phone call. Hey, so are you here yet? I'm like, what? And, you know, he names, yeah, I'm here at the gig. And it's the guy that booked me. And I'm like, yeah, I realized that, you know, it's 45 minutes away and the show starts in a half hour. And I'm like, oh, is that boy? I booked it. I booked it and violated a few local and federal laws.
Sure.
And still got there 20 minutes late.
Right.
Yeah, the guy that booked it is like, you know, it was like a retirement home. So he's like, yeah, I'll just do 5 minutes and then you do, you know, 30, 35. I'm like, okay. So he ended up doing 25 minutes and I did 10.
That he didn't have.
Yeah, absolutely. He did not have it. So that
At the 6-minute point, he goes, did I mention my girlfriend broke up with me? Wah, wah. And then they say, what else? What else is there that I got to do?
What else do I want to talk about?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was one of those deals where they wheeled everybody in and wouldn't let them leave, and they all wanted to leave because they didn't. They were like kind of. And so by the time I got there, they were all the whole audience was pissed.
They're surly.
Made them wait for me to get there. And
Well, they probably timed their medicines to see you. You know,
probably. Oh, it was horrible.
they probably peaked 5 minutes before you got there.
Yeah. But you know, just that realization that, oh crap, I've really screwed this one up.
Rodney, I noticed on your website you'll do greetings if people pay you. Is that something that people are doing? And is that?
Oh yeah. While I'm traveling, when I'm traveling, if we know where we're going to be at a certain time, we'll announce, say, hey, we're going to stop at this town at this restaurant. We're going to be there about 1 o'clock. And we've done this several times. We've had as many as 20 people show up, just on a whim, just show up to have dinner with us and hang out.
Wait a minute! I thought it was like
Big cameo.
Celebrity. Yeah, I thought it was a cameo. You actually meet the people in
Oh yeah, we'll do. So we meet people, and then I also do Cameo. I'm on Cameo. Plus, you can also do stuff through my website, and I've done everything from announced babies. I've done 2 wedding proposals. I started marrying people. I do that now too. I perform weddings.
Awesome.
I think a lot of birthdays, a lot of just motivational videos, just, you know, people bummed out. And so they want me to cheer their buddies up. And
you need a show on the Travel Channel.
What's that?
You need a show on the Travel Channel.
Oh, I did. That would be so much fun. Yeah. And that's, my wife's trying to push me to do that more so. Cause I've done video, like I did a couple of videos from Wall Drugs, and they're still doing really well. Even Wall Drugs noticed me and started sharing my stuff. And then I think we need to do more of the whole travel thing.
I think so too. I think that's really your thing. I just kind of embrace the off the beaten path stuff, you know.
Yeah.
They can give you a car with your head on it or something. Not your actual head. They give a picture of your head.
Yeah.
That wouldn't work.
Count the bugs on Rodney's head.
Like the Bob's Furniture trucks. It'd just be Rodney's head on the side. And they could sponsor you and pay for the car.
Yeah, like the Spudmobile. They track it.
There we go.
Or Santa Claus. We got a lot of ideas for your career. None for our own.
No, none for ours.
Oh, trust me, I can't come up with any ideas for mine either.
Listen, whatever you're doing is great. You're getting a lot of attention, and I think, and you know, we talk about you working in bowling alleys, but you did the Katharine Hepburn Theater with me.
Yes, the
Last year, and I was blown away, man. You got like, we're playing it like it's all just weirdness, but you had a lot of really good material you're bringing. You're bringing some heat.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting to the point now I gotta start writing some new material because everybody knows my jokes. I gotta move on.
Right. This is the next thing I want to ask you. How many dry bar specials have you done?
I've done 4, and the fourth one is the fourth one's coming out this weekend, this Saturday.
How is that possible?
Well, 2 of them were by accident. I'll be honest with you. Well, I did one as Santa Claus. The entire special, I'm just playing it as Santa Claus, and that was a. I'd been writing the material and had been doing it for a couple years, and I know the gentleman who books Dry Bar, and kind of on a whim, I said, "Hey, I got this Santa Claus thing. If I could just sneak it in and do like a 5-minute bit, right?" And he's like, "Well, I got somebody who canceled. If you want the spot," and I'm like, "Oh, sweet." So just kind of one weekend I was available, and it was there, and so I did it, and it turned out pretty good. And then the other one, it was a live thing. I didn't know, what they do at Dry Bar. You've been there.
Yeah.
And they film. They have it's a studio, and they bring in the audience. They film. It's like 5 cameras. Very well done, very professional. Well, when they're done with taping the series, the season, they will still just have that because it's a great venue. It's still a great place to do shows. So they just do regular shows when they're not filming. And they're a lot of fun. And it's in Provo, Utah.
I love that place. It's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful place.
Yeah, that's where I grew up. That's my hometown. Right?
Get out of here.
Yeah, and
I just went hiking the day of my show. I rented a car. I drove around. I just went hiking on the paths, and it was breathtaking.
I saw you went up to Bridalveil Falls. That place.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful. And so anyway, so he booked me to do that show, and so here I am. I'm not filming, but I'm in front of an audience in Provo, Utah. These are my people, right? And so I have all these inside jokes about Utah and growing up in Provo and all this stuff. And I was just having fun. It was like a hometown grad. I was having a great time. And the show's over, and I'm driving home, and I start getting messages. People saying, "Hey, that was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed the show." And I'm going, these are people I know. And I'm like, "Why don't you come and tell me you were at the show?" And they're like, "Oh, no, it was on live on YouTube."
Oh.
They didn't tell me it was going live.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, if I knew it was going out to the world, I would have done a different show. So
Exactly.
Yeah, they really should let you know that.
Yeah, all these people in Peoria are sitting there going, "What is he talking about?"
Right.
So it was kind of bizarre. So I did that one, and then the first one I did, I never thought they would ever release it because I was just another middle-aged white guy.
Yeah, I was looking today. You got like the short hair, you got this going on, right?
Yeah, I had the short hair, I had a gray suit. I had the stand-up comedy uniform for a middle-aged white guy.
Yeah.
And it was short. It was actually just after I had filmed that I was like, man, I'm kind of bored with this.
Yeah. You know what though? You were in the Marine Corps, so how did that influence your current philosophy? My dad was in the Marine Corps, and I can tell you, it definitely. I should look like you.
Well, it was funny because I didn't know anything about. I had an uncle who was in the Marine Corps in Vietnam, and he never talked about ever. He never wanted to talk about his experience in the Marine Corps. He didn't. I mean, he wanted nothing to do with it. And so when I joined, I went to talk to him about going in, and he almost cried because he was just like, "Please don't." He says, if you really feel like you need to do it, but he had a miserable time when he was in. In fact, he told me that the day he got a Purple Heart in Vietnam, and he got shot in the butt. And he said it was the happiest day of his life because he knew he was going home
Right.
and getting out. He said,
They used to call it the $1 million bullet or wound or something, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Just he said he got shot in the butt. He said he landed. He said it was everything he had to keep from just smiling the entire time. He said it hurt really bad, but it felt so good because he knew that was his ticket home.
Wow.
He just hated being there. So yeah, I didn't know much about the Marine Corps. I joined because of the first Gulf War, and then it started and ended the first week I was in boot camp. So I'm like, well, okay, now what do I do?
You know, you I'll give you this from McHugh lore. My dad joined to fight in Korea,
Uh-huh.
and he was on the boat going to Korea, and they had the armistice. So then they sent his boat to Japan. So he told us kids that North Korea heard that he was coming and surrendered.
Oh, that's,
You can use that. You can say they heard I was coming to Desert Storm and they surrendered.
I know. Yeah.
Awesome.
They're like, oh no, Rodney's in boot camp. Let's just wrap
That's
this
it.
up.
That's it. That's enough.
I surrender. I don't want to shoot back. I'm done. Saddam's right over there.
Yeah.
Want nothing to do with you guys.
Right. There's another club in Provo that I want to ask you. It's like Wise Guys or something.
Yes, Wise Guys. It's been I helped start the Wise Guys Comedy Clubs back in 2001.
All right, we're going to talk after this because I want to go out there again. I love it out there.
Yeah, and he has expanded. Now he's got one in Vegas as well. So he's got 3 in Utah, 1 in Vegas, and
Wow.
they're all just great clubs. You know, a lot of big names are starting. They want to. A lot of these guys who are doing their comedy specials are getting away from the bigger theaters, and they're
Right.
wanting to film in a smaller club just because it's a more intimate experience.
Yeah.
And it actually comes across better on TV.
Right.
And so a lot of them are booking just to film at the Wise Guys in Salt Lake.
Yeah, if he's getting the big guys, it's too late for me because I usually work in the other club.
Yeah, well,
I know you know what I'm talking about. In every town, there's a where the big guys work, and then there's the other club, and that's where I'm working.
Well, that's what the 2 other Wise Guys clubs. That's what those are. He's got a big corner on the whole comedy market in Utah. So he's got the A, B, and C club. They're all his.
Right.
And yeah, those are the only ones I get to work. I get to work the main club occasionally. I get to open, but.
Someone just put a comment up. I thought Rodney was Harrison Ford in thumbnail. The electronic teardowns.
Yeah, I'm getting Harrison Ford a lot lately. That's kind of funny.
That's not a bad thing.
No,
it's not bad.
not at all. Not at all.
Now, did Howie Mandel reach out to you?
No, in fact, it was kind of weird because when the first video that he duetted, it came at the same time that I was actually talking with America's Got Talent about.
I was gonna say we could see you on America's Got Talent.
Yes.
Yeah, and they had the gal from there had they have people who are just searching for people to they invite to be on the show, and they go through people send in audition tapes and they pick people, and so you basically have to audition to get to be an audition. So it's like
exactly
several different auditions you go through before you actually get to be on the show. And so she was going through all these tapes one day, and she took a break from that and had gotten on Facebook, and she saw 2 different people. One who's a complete left-leaning liberal, and the other one's a conservative, QAnon almost. And both of them had posted videos of mine. And she said she'd never seen that ever.
Wow.
It's been years since anybody on that they always appealed to both ends of the spectrum. So she went down this the Rodney rabbit hole and started watching all these videos, and then she started sending all these messages saying, "I need to talk to you." And so we finally got touch base, and she started saying, "Look, I don't know how we're going to get you on the show. I don't know what exactly your act is, or how we're gonna. But I feel like we need to give you a shot at it. And so I went through the whole process. Ended up not getting picked or anything. But during that time, that's when Howie Mandel discovered me, and I think it was actually independent of her. He started duetting my videos, and that really, I had one that was like, I was doing the whole TikTok thing, and I would get like 8, 9, 10 people watch a video, and I'd be like, woohoo, double digits, here we go. And then all of a sudden I had one video that shot up to like 2 million views.
That's insane.
And it was because, partially because he duetted it, and then just it got a lot of attention. So
that's why I'm surprised you didn't end up on America's Got Talent, because you would crush it.
Well, when I got to the producers thing, they just didn't know what to do with me, because they wanted me to be a character doing the stand-up. And so I was like trying to do it, but it was a Zoom call, but it was audio only. So they didn't really see me.
Yeah, that's not.
So I was just like, there's no, I even told the gal before, I said, this isn't going to go well, because if they can't see me, they don't get it.
Right.
And they didn't. So no surprise there, but yeah. And you if you're going to do America's Got Talent, you really have to be geared towards doing, kind of a one-liner act, because you just don't get that much time,
No, it's really short.
Yeah.
And it seems too, if you have a good backstory, it helps you.
That's the biggest thing, because they're not really, the talent is part of it, but they're booking stories. They're trying to find something interesting going on. So, and even if you just make it up, they don't care. If you can kind of prove it, then they'll go with it. So, my story was I got bored one day and just started making silly videos. That's my story. There you go.
And they're like, do you have a terminal disease? Because if you do, we can work with that.
Yes.
It would help us, Rodney, if you were terminal. Do you feel sick at all? Because you look a little tired. Work with us, buddy.
Something. Can you walk with a limp? Something.
Yeah.
Give us something.
How about a lisp? Will you do anything for us?
Anything.
Did you overcome bullying? Something.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Well, it was almost as if they were kind of pushing me to actually be the character all the time.
Mm.
And I was like, I'm not going to do that.
That's exhausting.
God bless Larry the Cable Guy, but
Exactly.
Right.
I can't. I'm not going to do that. I got too much other stuff I want to do.
Right.
I mean, I already can't get booked doing much of anything, let alone help myself even more.
You know what, Rodney? I think you're onto something, man. I don't know what it is, but you're getting a lot of attention, and you're really good, man. People, as a stand-up, forget all the, you can strip away a lot of that character, and your material stands on its own. So, for what that's worth.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a struggle that I've had my entire career. I mean, I've just not been able to get any traction with clubs and different stuff. I don't know what the deal is, but it's.
Yeah, but you know what? Like,
it's kind of a weird deal.
I'm not saying you're anything like Doug Stanhope, but his career kind of started in a weird way in like rock and roll clubs and saloons. He wasn't in the comedy clubs. He was booked himself and played. A lot of his stand up was in front of standing room only rock clubs. They weren't in chairs and stuff. So they found him, and they seems to me like they're finding you. I mean, it's great. I think it's cool.
Yeah, it's like I just kind of feel like I'm just kind of building my own crowd, my own audience, and just going from there. And they've been
the path to success and happiness, my friend. I know it's not easy, but
thank you. Thank you.
Because just trying to get into comedy clubs and be the middle guy or the closing guy, it's like, even if you get the closing guy, 2 weeks later, nobody remembers anybody. But they remember you.
Well, that's the one thing I've been noticing is it almost feels like comedy clubs they're going through a weird phase right now where because social media has just changed the game.
Right.
Absolutely.
And you really have to think about it that just being a good club comic is only going to get you so far. I mean,
That's right.
I mean, you and I, we all know comics who've been on Conan, they've been on the Tonight Show, they have all the credits you could ever imagine. They've been working in the clubs forever, and still nobody knows who they are. They have no idea. You know what I mean? And they're great comics, but you're just not known. And then you can go along and make a 10-second TikTok video, and all of a sudden everybody knows who you are.
That's right.
It's right. Just the game has changed.
And all the guys that used to try to get onto the Tonight Show, now they're doing their own YouTube video and making more money and getting more eyeballs.
Yeah. You get seen by more people from Instagram than you could ever on the Tonight Show now. I mean, it's a bizarre world. I mean, it's really the Wild West.
Yeah.
Because anything goes now. I just I watched this gal. Her name is Chelsea Lynn, and she does this character called Trailer Trash Tammy. Have you heard of her? Yeah, look her up. Look her up. She made a video about a year and a half ago, and it was a silly thing where she was her and her other person. Her name is I forget it. Anyway, but they've created these characters, and they're doing this thing about this guy named Rodney, who's the loser boyfriend of the other gal. And so they're doing this video about Rodney's a cheating, lying jerk, and it's a really funny video. Well, and the guy's character, the character was Rodney, so everybody started tagging me in these videos. So I started watching her, and I started watching her videos and stuff. She's got millions of followers. I mean, it's insane. And so I ended up making a video kind of in response to them.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this, but they actually saw my video and loved it. But they had already determined that they would never find Rodney. There was always going to be this. But they loved my video.
I think it's hilarious. You just be in the mountains somewhere.
Yeah. And so they knew who I was. Which was I had no idea they knew who I was. I followed their stuff. I didn't know they were following me. Well, anyway, they were at the club in Salt Lake. They were at Wise Guys, and she sold out. She was there Thursday through Sunday. They did 3 shows Saturday, 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Thursday, and they added the show on Sunday. She sold out every single one of them.
Wow.
And people were paying buku bucks to come see her, and they just absolutely. I mean, she got it. It was one of those shows where they get a standing ovation to start the show. And people were just. I mean, it's like the Beatles. I mean, people were crying. They were so excited to see her, and yet, she can go walk out in normal world, and nobody has any idea who she is. But her fans know who she is, and they just loved her. And so anyway, while I'm there. Cool. Just kind of hanging out, and they saw me, and they were like, because I was taking pictures for the club, and so I was running around with my camera taking pictures, and she saw me from stage. She's like, "That's Rodney. What's he doing here?" So it was funny to me. I had no idea they knew who I was. I was like, I knew who they were, but that kind of thing. And there's this other guy named Ginger Billy. Have you heard of that dude?
Who?
His name is Ginger Billy. And he's doing these videos on like I said, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and he has a huge following too. He's selling out. I mean, they started selling out clubs. And they'll go in on like an off night, like a Tuesday night, and they'll sell it out. And then the club's like, okay, let's bring you back for a weekend, and that's how they're getting in. And these are people who've like Chelsea Lynn's only done stand-up comedy for 2 years.
Wow.
And she's already packing places out. I mean, she's killing it. And
That's awesome.
that's the thing about. I mean, whatever you thought was the way to be successful in comedy, it's gone. It's that old. Oh, you got to get recognized by the club, and then you get in a club, and then you MC, and then you feature, and then you headline, and then after you've headlined, you get on the Tonight Show. Blah blah. That's gone. I mean, it's just it just doesn't exist. Doesn't really get you going anywhere. Nobody. You got.
I saw that article where you were talking about be yourself, stop chasing trends, and that's what we're talking about now. This is like maybe the new trend is not to be.
Well, that's really what when I started doing my videos, I was looking at everything they told me to do, and I realized that's the blueprint that I want to avoid, because that is what everybody's looking for, because my character is really the world's worst motivational speaker.
Right.
Exactly.
I looked at what all the life coach motivational speakers were doing, and I did the complete opposite. Everything's perfect. They got the perfect tan, they got the perfect body, the six pack, they got the big house, they got the cars, and it's all about success, and I got this and excess and more and more. And I'm just some knucklehead standing out in the middle of the woods with coveralls. My hair's a mess. The audio on my videos are messed up. I'm fumbling through the whole thing. It's just complete opposite of what everybody else is doing, and that's how I stand out. That's how I think I got noticed. Is people are just like, "Who is this weird old dude on TikTok? What is he doing? Be here?" It's that whole Sesame Street taught us a long time ago. One of these things is not like the other. That's what I'm doing, man. That's what I'm having fun. So that's as comics. I mean, you both are very talented, very funny, and it's getting in front of the audience that is going to enjoy you. That's the thing, is you don't have to please everybody.
Right.
You have to please the people that are happy, who identify with you. And that's the other thing. When you start getting haters and people who start, I've got fake accounts being brought up. People are pretending to be me, and I'm like, part of me is like, oh crap, but the other part of me is going, look at me, hello,
yeah,
I have arrived. People are trying to rip people off in my name. How successful do I need to be? They're probably making more money at this than I am. God bless them.
Yeah, I just wanted to apologize to you for that.
Well, one of these guys they've created a fake account on TikTok. And then they've gone into anybody who follows me, and they followed them back, and then started messaging them, saying, "Oh yeah, I'm Rodney. This is my account that I created just to talk with my best fans." And one of the people that they've been talking to and flirting with and trying to get to know better is my younger sister. So that's been fun. She's been sharing some of those stories with me. She's been having a good time with it.
All right, so listen, thank you so much for being on the show, Ronnie. You're awesome. What do you want to plug before we wrap this puppy up?
Well, I'm going to be in the Elbow Room with Jim McHugh, Carolyn Plummer.
That's how a pro does it right there.
On Friday.
Yes, the Elbow Room, West Hartford, Connecticut.
Yes,
the City Winery in Boston. And Carolyn, what do you want to plug?
I'm going to be at the Magic Room in Norwood tomorrow night. It's a new venue. We'll see how that goes with Steve Sweeney.
They have one of the weirdest Facebook ads in the history of comedy.
Yep, I would agree with that. It has pink elephants, Rodney, if you have a chance to look at it. And there's music, and a devil head appears at one point. I don't know exactly what I'm getting into, but I'm looking forward to it.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I have fundraisers Friday and Saturday.
Nice.
All right. I'm going to be down seeing my old high school buddies down at the Elbow Room in West Hartford, Connecticut. And you can find me at jimmchugh.com. And thank you, everybody. We're going to put this up later and put it out there in the world. And I thank you, everybody, for being part of this. And this is the Big Comedy Podcast. So
Woo.
see you next
Good
week.
to see you, Rodney.
Good
All
to
right.
see you guys. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye, Rodney.
See ya.
All right, Carolyn, we're going to wrap it up and then we're going to go. How much do you love that guy?
He's so funny. And
You
he's
know what's
super
funny?
nice.
I feel like I just learned a bunch of stuff about comedy that I wasn't even thinking about.
Well, this
I feel like I just like watched him and he's doing this stuff his own way. I love it. And he's finding his own path and people are finding him.
yeah,
And I
it's
want
the
some of that.
social media connection. Like I was on TikTok for 2 days and I was like, this isn't for me. But maybe I need to look at that again.
Yeah. And also, you know, you have a following too. You have people that like you and you just got to, and I've seen it. I've seen, you know, I remember the Catherine Hepburn Theater, they called me. They were like, Carolyn Plummer was great. Like, you know, whatever
That's
that
my
is.
happy place. I love that theater.
Yeah, yeah, we gotta get you back down there. But they love you down there, and I've seen it. We had you up in Portsmouth at McHugh's up there the time before last, and I was like, you're right in the sweet spot there, you know. So I can't define what the analog of what your follower is. I don't know, but there's something there. You're doing something right, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think I could be doing more on social media, but I don't I mean, I've come a long way from where I was before, but I think I can do more.
Yeah, me too. I think we both got to get on YouTube and just watch a million videos of like how to get more.
Yeah, just figure it out.
And maybe ignore what they're saying, but just find that those kernels that are applicable to us.
Right.
You know,
Right.
because even though Rodney's saying I do it the opposite, because he's opposite, you know, the bad motivational speaker, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Um, he found out what they were doing and parodied it in reverse, which is great. We got to find our own thing. I mean, I always get pigeonholed as a crowd work guy, but let's face it, I'm a crowd work guy. You know, like so. Embrace it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm too old to change it up now.
Yeah. Yeah, I really feel like I'm like the old guy. In my day, we pulled our pants up, we showed up for the gig on time, and we didn't use
We
any
used
filthy
our
language.
watch. No one gave us a light. And if we missed the light, we got our assholes ripped open.
We got our bottoms tanned.
Yeah. We got a good stern talking
In the
to.
old days, they had great ways of not swearing. That's what I admire about them.
Yeah.
Like, how can you get your hand caught in a doorway and go, Jiminy Crickets? How can you not swear at that juncture? You know? All right. So listen, Carolyn, thanks for doing this again, and let's do it
That
again
was
next
fun.
week. I got to check your schedule because I think you're working more than me. So
I know I'm Thursday, Friday, Saturday again, but I
I
have
like Tuesdays and Wednesdays for this.
yeah, I think I could do Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll look at my schedule though.
Okay, let me know.
I'll email you. I'll send you a text. I'll reach out to you electronically.
Okay. Okay, so one more time, thank you, Rodney, and thank you, Carolyn, and we'll see you next week. And thanks for tuning in.
All right, bye everybody.
Bye.